Hello and welcome to Pink Paradox Reads. I'm Lisa, aka Pink Paradox, and I read books, I watch horror movies, and I unbox stuff that has to do with books and horror movies. In this video, I'll be showing you what I got in my probably final book haul of 2020. Let's get into it. First of all, I want to say happy December. December is probably my favorite month of them all because I love Christmas so much. And there are some Christmassy picks in this haul. Speaking of Christmas, my parents actually got me a sort of early Christmas present, which is this handy IKEA little cart, which is currently holding some of my TBR, but like you can see, there's still room for some more, so let's have a little look at the books that I got in this haul. First up, I want to talk about One by One by Ruth Ware. This is the newest novel by Ruth Ware, and I have read all of her previous novels, but this is actually the first physical copy that I own by her. All the other ones have been either on Kindle or on Audible. I thought it was about time that I actually got a physical hardcover by Ruth Ware. And I've actually already read this book. When I got this package, I was like, yoink, I'm reading this right now. So I will come back with my thoughts on this book in a upcoming recent and current reads video. But this is, you may know Ruth Ware. She's very popular, but if you don't, she writes mysteries, not really thrillers in the sense of a lot of thrillers tend to be kind of gory and bloody and like kind of extreme, but Ruth Ware writes mysteries in the good old vein of Agatha Christie and that kind. The plot in this is set in a mountain chalet in France where a group of app developers are having a sort of get together. One of their party disappears, and then there is a huge avalanche which cuts off the chalet from the outside world, and then yeah, it all seems to go to hell. Like the title suggests, this may very well be a play on the And Then There Were None story by Agatha Christie. Yeah. One by One, Ruth Ware, first book. Then I have got some YA horror, starting off with Burn Our Bodies Down by Rory Power. I have got Rory Power's other book, Wilder Girls, in my cart. I haven't read it yet, but I was drawn to this. It's got an absolutely beautiful cover. The plot seems a little bit mysterious. It's about a girl named Margot who lives with her mom and doesn't really know anything about her family. Then she finds a connection to a town called Falleen, which seems to be her mother's hometown. Margot seems drawn to this town. She wants to find out more about her past, about her mother's past. And yes, the plot, like I said, it seems a little bit mysterious. I can't really tell you much more than that. Some people have likened this to a kind of a Stephen King-like story. I hear that a lot about a lot of books, but I can't really think of any books that I've read that have really evoked Stephen King's style of writing. I guess of the books that I've read lately, maybe Imaginary Friend by Stephen Chbosky had some of that kinginess to it. But yeah, I am intrigued by this, even though the plot seems a little bit convoluted. Then we've got Horrid by Katrina Leno, and once again, an absolutely gorgeous cover. My book club friend Yvonne had this book, and I just took one look at it and said, I'm getting that book. Because sometimes I do judge a book by its cover. This, again, is a story about a girl and her mother. The girl in this book is Jane. and her father has just died, and she and her mom are moving from California to Maine, which is her mother's home state. She finds solace in old books and memories of her dad, and then she finds a mysterious locked up room in their house, which her mom says is a storage room, but turns out to be something completely different. This has also been likened to Stephen King. I think somebody said that this had The Shining vibes, so I'm guessing this is a haunted house novel. Horrid. Really looking forward to reading it. Looks like a nice and chilly read. Christmassy picks now, and first up we have Val McDermid. Christmas is Murder. This is a short story collection by Val McDermid that's all to do with Christmas. And again, look at this cover, look at the bird, look at the foiling. I absolutely love it. I have never read anything by Val McDermid before, but yet again, this cover drew me in, and I also absolutely love crime stories that are set during Christmas. I've got quite a few collections actually lately, some on Kindle and some on audio, but this one really drew me in. These evocative, atmospheric tales will shock and delight. Written by one of our greatest living crime writers, this is the perfect book to curl up with as the frosty winter draws in and each night gets darker than the last. That sounds absolutely magnificent. Here we have the new one by Jenny Colgan, and I always get the Christmas book by Jenny Colgan for the holidays. I'm going to see my parents this Christmas, and I am taking this with me. Jenny Colgan is my favorite sort of contemporary romance author. When I first discovered her, all the way back in, I think, 2004, she was more of a conventional chick lit author. She has really grown and developed since then. Her books are not your conventional romance novels. They tackle a lot of social issues, difficult issues like dealing with sexuality, the loss of an unborn child, post-traumatic stress caused by war, a lot of really heavy stuff that I don't think you really get much in these sort of conventional romance novels. I really enjoy Jenny Colgan's books. That's why I keep coming back to them. And this is in the Muir series. It's about Flora, who goes from mainland UK to the tiny Scottish island of Muir, where she opens a kitchen, an eatery, and she finds love there. This is probably my favorite of her series. I love the character of Flora. I absolutely love the setting of these books. They are incredibly cozy and romantic and heartwarming. At the same time, they do tackle some really heavy issues. On the tiny Scottish island of Muir, Christmas preparations are even more hectic than usual. Flora Mackenzie is worried about her brother. Fintan hasn't got over the death of his partner, Coltan, and Flora thinks he needs a project. The Rock, the rambling, disused hotel on the tip of the island, was Colton's passion project before he died. With Flora's help, Fintan is going to get the hotel up and running in time for Christmas, transforming it into a festive haven of crackling log fires and delicious food. But running a hotel, they're about to discover, is not that easy, especially when their motley staff includes a temperamental French chef, a spoilt Norwegian kitchen boy who can't peel a potato without mutilating his own hands, and a painfully shy kitchen assistant who blushes when anyone speaks to her. Can they pull it together in time for the big opening? And can Flora help her family find happiness this Christmas? It may sound a little bit twee, but believe me when I say that this is absolutely brilliant. If you enjoy contemporary romantic fiction, I highly recommend checking out Jenny Colgan. And last but certainly not least, this is probably my most anticipated book in the bunch. This is Secret Santa by Andrew Shaffer, and I have been looking forward to this book ever since it was featured on an upcoming books episode of the Books in a Freezer podcast. They have these episodes a couple of times a year where they feature upcoming horror books, and I think I added this to my Goodreads wants to read and my Amazon wishlist right away when it was featured. I know I've been saying a lot in this video, but I absolutely love this cover. It's so cute and terrifying. It's giving me Gremlins vibes, and it's got this green foiling on the cover there. This is about Lucy, who is looking for a job in publishing, and she gets one for a publishing company that does horror books. So her job is to find the next Stephen King or Anne Rice or Peter Straub, because in the 80s, horror is king in the book world. Once there, Lucy finds herself the target of mean-spirited pranks by her co-workers who doesn't seem to want her there at all. And the hazing seems to reach its peak during the annual Secret Santa gift exchange, where Lucy receives a mysterious gift that she recognizes but doesn't quite understand. Suddenly, her co-workers seem to fall a victim to a bunch of strange accidents and occurrences, and Lucy thinks that her Secret Santa gift might be involved in all this. With the help of her former author, Fabian Nightingale, Lucy must find her mysterious Secret Santa and find out the true meaning of the object in her possession before it destroys the company and before it possesses her. This sounds so absolutely brilliant. It is horror, it is Christmassy, I can't wait to read this. So there you have all of the books in my probably final book haul of 2020. As usual, I would love to hear your opinion on these books. If you have read them, please let me know in the comments below. I would also love to hear what you are reading this December. Are you reading any Christmassy books? And if you know of any books that are Stephen King-like, then let me know about those too. As usual, I will leave Goodreads links to all these books in the video description if you want to check them out for yourself. That's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again next time.